As you guys know, free-to-play is the main battleground for mass botting in old school Runescape. Some botters run hundreds of accounts at once, and Jagex mass bans thousands of accounts every day. This specific story all started with an email tip from a guy named Josh. He and his friend were heading to the Chaos Altar to PK in free-to-play when he came across a large number of accounts that seemed to be bots, training on each other in multi. He said his friend and him killed one, and it actually dropped noted rune plate bodies and scimitars. Josh also sent me screenshots in the email of the loot from killing these bots. Some even risked up to 600k in rune plate bodies, and keep in mind this is free to play, so a couple mil is bank loot. I was really confused reading this and went to check it out on my low level major, and I quickly found the bot farm Josh was talking about. My major couldn't attack most of the accounts because they were level 12, and it seemed like if the higher level account that was killing the lower levels was attacked, the lower levels would run away. There also wasn't just one group of accounts in one world doing this. Each time I found groups like these, they contained new accounts, and sometimes there would be different groups simultaneously on different worlds. Literally the first time I found the bot farm running, I only killed a few of them and I got over 300k. The major right here is Josh. His username is Bot Slapper. We slap bots, you slap likes, okay? But neither of us knew what the guy in full rune was doing. I don't know for sure, but he might have been the owner of the bot farm because eventually he started attacking me, and then I asked him if he knew what the bots were doing, and he said some not very nice things and logged out. He probably wasn't very happy that we were stealing all of his bot farm's gold. At this point, I had a vague idea of what the bots were probably doing. Quick announcement, guys, this video is sponsored by Shamrock Farms Rockin Protein Energy. These drinks are a great source of energy while gaming or just for busy days because they combine cold brew coffee with 30 grams of high quality protein. There are 3 flavors out right now: cafe latte, mocha latte, and caramel latte. I've tried all 3 and my favorite is cafe latte. You can find them in stores all around you like Target. Rockin Protein is made with quality protein and pure, fresh Shamrock Farms milk. Unlike synthetic energy drinks that often lead to a crash feeling later, Rockin Protein Energy offers a dual fuel of 30 grams of high quality protein and natural caffeine from cold brew coffee to power me as I grind through levels. Here's the bottom line. I work out, I play video games, and I want my body to be healthy. Rockin Protein has the energy to drive you through the day, the protein for your workout, and essential nutrients from their all natural milk. So look for Rockin Protein's signature green tops in the refrigerated section and check the product locator on rockinprotein.com to find a store near you. Now, I had a suspicion about what these bots were doing, but I needed to test it out. The main problem was these accounts were too new to look up on the high scores, so I couldn't even see their stats. I was pretty sure all this had something to do with the free-to-play new account restrictions put into place a couple months ago, but I looked back into the actual restrictions and a couple things stuck out. Number one, if new accounts were PK'd, they would still drop their tradable items, except noted items capped at 20, which means if you had 10 noted items, the PKer would still get them. The second thing that stuck out though is that accounts with restrictions on them could not sell commonly botted items on the Grand Exchange, but I never actually looked into what those items are, so I made a new account to test it. New accounts can still accept GP, so I transferred a mill over to test some things out, and the account couldn't sell items like oak logs or coal because they were so commonly botted resources. But I found out I could still sell clay, which is like a top 5 free-to-play botted item. I even thought maybe it was a bug because I had bought the clay on the Grand Exchange, so maybe I could sell one back. So I mined a full inventory. It's decent money in free-to-play, and the inventory is worth 5k, sold immediately, no problem, it wasn't a bug. So I'm pretty sure these accounts were botting something profitable like mining clay, and then buying rune items and dying to their mules as a way to transfer gold before the bots are banned. And later on in the video, one of the accounts was old enough to look up on the high scores, and it had 41 mining and 20 smithing. So I went back out to kill more, but it had been a couple days since I killed the last ones, and I think this was on purpose, but the bot farm owner edited the code of the bot. Now all of a sudden, if you logged in next to the accounts, all of them attacked you at once. Josh and I had to develop a new strategy to kill the bots. We figured out that running from multi into singles made all of the bots run south back to the ditch. But if we stood 1 square into singles from multi, all the bots would stay in multi and not run away. They'd all still try to attack me, but they couldn't since I'm in singles. So they all stack up right in front of me, and I can kill them one by one and loot the rune. So the bot owner basically tried to turn the bots against whoever was killing them, and ended up making it a lot easier to trap and kill all of the bots. At this point, trips were getting insanely profitable with over 1 mil loot in rune sims and plate bodies alone. As I mentioned earlier, I was able to look up one of the accounts, and it looks like they trained mining and smithing. When some of the bots got away and ran south, they ran to the Edgeville bank. I did notice a couple similar accounts smithing in the Edgeville furnace, and I also decided to go check the Varrock West clay mines, which really is one of the biggest botting hotspots in free-to-play. In a lot of worlds, I found a bunch of level 12s and 13s, even though they weren't wearing the training sword and shield like the bots in the wilderness, they were mining the clay. Their stats were semi-similar, but not exactly the same, so I don't know if that bot farm in the wilderness was mining clay or not. I continued to hunt them off and on for a couple weeks. I'm pretty sure they're still around right now. The bot owner changed the bots back to not auto-attacking whoever logged in. The bot owner probably saw Josh and I trapping the bots on the multi-line, so now they just all run south, which makes it harder to kill all of them. I didn't even hunt this bot farm all that much, but the loot is 11.6 mil in free-to-play. Josh said he made over 20 million GP doing this as well. And from what I can tell, the bots are still doing this right now, but hopefully this video will be enough to take out that bot farm. Now, it's good that Jagex made the free-to-play restrictions, and I think it was helping for a couple weeks. But some botters I know told me something strange has also happened. Let's say you're suicide botting an account on free-to-play, that is, botting until the account gets banned. These guys tell me before the restrictions were in place, these accounts would be banned in 4 to 6 hours generally, and almost all of them would be banned within 15 hours. But now they're saying most accounts push 20 to 30 hours. I don't know why that would be, but there's a lot of proof for this. For example, on every world there are 5 or so bots chopping oak logs near Varrock. Usually you wouldn't even be able to see these bots' stats because the accounts are so new, or they might have 40 to 50 woodcutting, but many of them have over 80. The biggest piece of evidence though comes from the show-off section of a bot's Discord server. Someone was botting chickens in free-to-play and got up to these stats: 54 prayer just from burying the chicken bones, 58 defense, 40 attack, and 46 strength. That is a lot of chickens, and he ended up getting 209,000 feathers before he was banned. I don't know what could possibly be going on at Jagex. Maybe they're taking a vacation right now? I'm literally getting clips for other parts of the video, and I still see the bot farm I was killing earlier. I got an interesting tip about a suspicious amount of silver and mithril ore in the Karamja Volcano gem and ore shop. I went to check it out, and there were hundreds of thousands of silver and mithril ore in the shop on most worlds. I even found 4 million silver ore and over 1 million mithril ore on some worlds. That's more than 500 million GP worth of ore right there. I think it must be a massive amount of bots selling the ores to the shop, because the buy limits on these ores are only 13,000 per account. So bots could be mining these ores, but it's much more likely that a guy has programmed lots of accounts to buy the ores on the Grand Exchange. The bots are likely taking advantage of the different currency toggle. I'm guessing they have Karanja Gloves 1 because otherwise it's not profitable. Karanja Gloves 1 increases the sale price of your ores to the shop and decreases the buy price of certain items. So they're probably buying huge amounts of silver and myth ore on the Grand Exchange and then buying onyxes, which are 3.1 mil each now. But the one mystery is I could never find any accounts trading the shop, even though there was so much ore in each world. In my last video, I showed a bot farm at the top of the Port Sarim jail training on guards and free to play. The bot farm is currently still there in every world. I can't believe it hasn't been banned. Some of the bots have all 76 melee stats and are almost level 90. But a couple of you guys figured out how to break the bots. It's pretty simple. You lure the guard into the side room and shut the door. I reported a lot of them, but they still haven't been banned, so hopefully being stuck behind the door, spam clicking guards for hours on end will get them banned finally. While I was looking into breaking those bots, on the ground floor of the jail now there's a bot farm that's popped up. What's weird is every world had 2 accounts, roughly a level 44 and a level 22, and they were casting Earth Strike on the NPCs in the jail, even though a lot of the accounts had 65 magic. It's not even more cost effective to cast Earth Strike. So if anybody knows what's going on, let me know in the comments. Now, as many of you guys know, the Deadman Mode tournament has been running for the month of May, and gold farmers and botters see it as a huge opportunity to make extra money. The swap rates early on in the tournament are as high as 50 to 1. I can't pronounce this guy's username, but he sent me footage of a bot farm at Relica fishing sharks. He was slapping around all the level 3s there. In this Deadman Mode tournament, muling is actually allowed, so what people do is fish sharks here, and then they run south to trade their mule account, who then deposits the sharks through Pier the Seer. I think there's a mix of real players doing this, gold farmers, and bots. But the dock directly north of Pier the Seer is not in the safe zone. I noticed at least 50 different accounts, all with similar usernames. They all spoke Spanish. I don't know if they're part of a clan or if they're gold farmers, but they were all fishing sharks and trading them to one account, DL Seashell 49. I was spam trading him and then running north to the dock until finally he came to check out what I was doing. I grabbed his bank key and teleported to Camelot to wait out the timer. Now, I didn't play Deadman Mode very much, but this was very early on in the tournament, I think on day 4. Swap rates were still over 10 to 1. Well, I was right that that account was the mule because I got 2.7 thousand sharks. Sold that for a nice 1.1 mil cash. Oh, I almost got him. That guy was streaming fishing on a bunch of shark ults at once. I almost got him for 9 mil deadman mode, and back on May 6th, that would have been between 50 and 100 mil OSRS. I also have an announcement to make. I'm launching my own Discord where you guys can hang out, talk to me, help each other break bots, or whatever else you want to do. I'll link the Discord in the description. If you also see any suspicious activity on RuneScape, remember to send it to sirpuggertipoff@gmail.com or talk to me in the Discord channel. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already.